हम गर्भेत द्विजोदभिधाम.
Also, please describe the living beings under different classifications: subhumans, humans, those born of the embryo, those born of perspiration, those who are twice born, birds, and the plants and vegetables. Kindly describe their generations and subdivisions also.
Text 28. गुणावतारे विश्वस्य सर्गस्थित्ययाश्रयां सृजता श्रीनिवासस्य व्याचक्षद्वो दार्विक्रमम्.
Please also describe the incarnations of the material modes of nature, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar. And please describe the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his magnanimous activities.
Text 29. वर्णाश्रम विभागम शच रूपशील स्वभावता ऋषीणाम जन्म कर्माणि वेदस्य च विकर्षणम्.
O great sage, kindly describe the divisions and orders of human society in terms of symptoms, behavior, and the characteristics of mental equilibrium and sense control. Also, please describe the births of the great sages and the categorical divisions of the Vedas.
Text 30. यज्ञस्य च वितानानि योगस्य च पथ प्रभो निष्कर्मस्य च सांख्यस्य तन्त्रं वा भगवत् स्मृतम्.
Please also describe the expansions of different sacrifices and the paths of mystic powers, analytical study of knowledge, and devotional service, all with their respective regulations.
Text 31. पाषण्डपथवेषम्यं प्रतिलोमनिवेशनं जीवस्यागत्यो याश च याविति गुणकर्मजा.
Please also describe the imperfections and contradictions of the faithless atheists, the situation of crossbreeding, and the movements of the living entities in various species of life according to their particular modes of nature and work.
Text 32. धर्मार्थ काम मोक्षाणां निमित्तान्य विरोधता वार्ताया दंडी नीतेश्च श्रुतस्य च विधिं पृथक्.
You may also describe the non contradictory causes of the religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and salvation, and also the different means of livelihood and different processes of law and order as mentioned in the revealed scriptures.
Text 33. श्राद्धस्य च विधिं ब्राह्मण पितॄणां सर्गमेव च ग्रहण छत्र ताराणां कालवयवसन् स्थितिताम्.
Please also explain the regulation for offering respects to the forefather, the creation of the Pitralok, the time schedule in the planets, stars, and luminaries, and their respective situations.
Text 34. दानस्य तपसो वापि यचेष्टात् पूर्तयो फलं प्रवासस्तस्य स्यायो धर्मो यश च पुंस उतापदी.
Please also describe the fruitive results of charity and penance and of digging reservoirs of water. Please describe the situation of persons who are away from home and also the duty of a man in an awkward position.
Text 35. येन वा भगवान् स्तुयेष्य दधर्मयो निर्जनार्दन सम्प्रसीदति वा शेषा मेतादाख्या हि मेघ्नः.
O sinless one, because the personality of Godhead, the controller of all living entity, is the father of all religion and all those who are candidates for religious activities, kindly describe how he can be completely satisfied.
अन् Text 36. अनुवृत्तानां शिष्याणां पुत्राणां च द्योजताम् अनापृष्टमपि भूर्योर्गुर्वो दीनवत्सलाः.
O best among the Brahmanas, those who are spiritual masters are very kind to the needy. They are always kind to their followers, disciples, and sons. And without being asked by them, the spiritual master describes all that is knowledge.
Text 37. तत्त्वानां भगवन् सत्तेषा कतिधा प्रतिसङ्क्रमः तत्रेमं क उपासीरान् का उस्व दिनुषेरते.
Please describe how many dissolutions there are for the elements of material nature, and who survives after the dissolutions to serve the Lord while he is asleep.
Text 38. पुरुषस्य च संस्थानं स्वरूपं वा परस्य च ज्ञानं च नेगं यत् दु दुगुरु दगुरु शिष्य प्रयोजनम्.
What are the truths regarding the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead? What are their identities? What are the specific values in the knowledge in the Vedas? And what are the necessities for the spiritual master and his disciples?
Text 39. निमितानि च तस्य प्रोक्तानि नग सूरिभिः स्वतो ज्ञानं कुतः पुंसां भक्तिर्वैराग्यमेव वा.
Spotless devotees of the Lord have mentioned the source of such knowledge. How could one have knowledge of devotional service and detachment without the help of such devotees?
Text 40. एतान् मे पश्यता प्रश्नान् हरे कर्म विवत्सया ब्रूहि मेघस्य मित्र त्वदज्ञानश्च चक्षुषः.
My dear sage, I have put all these questions before you with a view to knowing the pastimes of Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the friend of all, so kindly describe them for all those who have lost their vision.
Text 41. सर्वे वेदाश्च यज्ञाश्च तपोदानानि चानघ जीवाभ्रेदा प्रदानस्य न कुर्वीरन् कलामपि.
O spotless one, your answers to all these questions will grant immunity from all the material miseries. Such charity is greater than all Vedic charities, sacrifices, penances, etc.
Text 42. Shishuka vacha sa ethamapashtapurana kalpa kuru pradhanen muni pradhana pravadarsha bhagvat kathayam sanchoditastam prasahan nivaha.
Sri Sukadev Goswami said, thus the chief of the sages, who was always enthusiastic about describing topics regarding the personality of Godhead, began to narrate the descriptive explanation of the Puranas, being so infused by Vidya. He was very much enlivened by speaking on the transcendental activities of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, just away. Can you hear me okay?
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, sorry. I just struggling to unmute. Thank you so much, Shavani and Vishnu. So I need to share my screen. Just allow me a minute. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay, yeah. Okay. See my screen now? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So yeah, so I hope I'm visible and my screen is also visible.
Yes, you are, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I just delayed a bit. Thank you so much. So we are going to discuss verse number 23, 24, 25, 26, 4 verses today in the 7th chapter. So we'll just recite. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashcha Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So, verse 23 Yasmin Dasha Vida Prana Sendriya Thendriya Strivrit Tvayerito yato varnas tatvibhutirvadasvana. Synonyms. What word? Yasmin, in which dasha vidaha, 10 kinds of prana, life of air, sa, with indriya, senses, artha, interest, indriya, of the senses, tririt, 3 kinds of life vigor, tvaya, by you, ritaha, explained, yataha, where from, varna, 4 specific divisions, tat vibhutihi, pravas, vadasva, please describe na unto me. Translation by His Divine Grace, H. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. Translation: O great Brahmana, you have told me that the gigantic Virat form and his senses, sense objects, and 10 kinds of life exist with 3 kinds of life vigor.
Oh my God.
Now, if you will, kindly explain to me the different powers of the specific divisions. No purpose to this. No purpose to a few verses. I just read through all the verses, and then we can go back to 23 and start discussing a little bit. Verse number 24. Yatra putrascha pautrascha naptribhisa gotraje rajavachi Prajavachitra Asanyabhiridim Tatam. Synonyms: Yatra, wherein, Putra, along with sons, Cha, and Pautrihi, along with grandsons, Cha also, Naptribihi, with grandsons from daughters, Saha, along with Gotrajah, of the same family, Praja, generations, Vichitra, of different kinds, Akritya, so done, Asan, exist, Yabihi, by whom, Idam, all these planets, Tatam, spirit. Translation. O my Lord, I think that the process manifest in the forms of sons, grandsons, and family members has spread all over the universe in different varieties and species. 25. Prajapatinam sapatis Chakalpekan Prajapatin Sargam Saivanusargascha Manum Manvantaradipam. A few words. Prajapatinam, of the demigods like Brahma and others, Saha, he, Patihi, leaders, Chakalpe, decided, Khan, whomsoever, Prajapatin, fathers of the living entities, Sargan, generations, Cha, also, Eva, certainly, Anusargan, later generations, Cha, and Manum, the Manus, Manvantara Adipan, and the changes of such. Translation. And Prabhupada. Translation. O learned Brahmana, please describe how the leader of all the demigods, namely the Prajapati, Brahma, decided to establish the various Manus. The heads of the ages, please describe the Manus also, and please describe the descendants of those Manus. The human race, or Manushya Sara, descends from the Manus, sons and grandsons of the Prajapati Brahma. The descendants of Manu reside in all the different planets and rule all the universe. The next one as well, the one line purpose here also. Parya adascha ye loka bhumer mitratmajasate tesham samsanam pramanam cha bhulokascha cha varnaya. Synonyms: upari, on the head; adaha, underneath; cha, also; ye, which; lokaha, planets; bhumehe, of the earth; mitra atmaja, O sons of Mitra, Maitreya Muni; asate, do exist; tesham, their; samstham, situation; pramanam, cha, also their measurements; bhulokasya, of the earthly planets; cha, also; Varanaya, please describe. Translation. O son of Mitra, kindly describe how the planets are situated above the earth as well as underneath it. And also please mention their measurements as well as that of the earthly planets. So kindly describe how the planets are situated above the earth as well as underneath it. And also please mention their measurement as well as that of the earthly planets. Perfect. Yasmin Vijnata Sarvam Evam Vijnatam Bhavati, Mundaka Upanishad 1.3. This Vedic hymn declares emphatically that the devotee of the Lord knows everything material and spiritual in relationship with the Lord. Devotees are not simply emotional, as is ill-conceived by certain less intelligent men. Their direction is practical. They know everything that is, and all the details of the Lord's domination over the different creations. Hare Krishna. This is the last verse. So, Magyana Tivanandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Takshutamidutam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manavishtam Sthapanam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Padamayi Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanikam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadaitam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahana Rupa Shri Shathanikamsa. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kalpatarishya Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavane Deva Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Vinamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisheta Sunyavadi Paschata Deshakarani Mukam Karochi Vajalam Pangam Nagayate Yakripata Mahamandi Shri Guru Dinka Paramananda Excuse me. So we are just 7 past 8. So there is not a lot to discuss, but we'll still maybe try to revise a little bit, and that's possible. Let's see. I've got some material I've copied. So we start with the verse 23. So here, this is Vidura is asking further inquiry, further questions to Maitreya Rishi. These questions are quite similar to the questions previously asked by Parikshit Maharaj in the second canto. So maybe we can relate a lot. It's a good repetition. And we will see that through these 4 verses, also the further questions that are coming up. Varieties of questions are being asked. And this forms this Mahapuran, the great Puran, Srimad Bhagavatam. So how many topics are covered in Srimad Bhagavatam? 10 topics are covered. So Sarga Visargasya, Sthanam, Poshanam, and what else? Can anyone share? Anyone is aware? 10 topics. There is Manvantara, Ishanu Katha, there is Nidhanam, and there is Mukti, Nirodha, or Ashraya. So you will see that he's asking within these questions alone, like first he's asking the creation, and then he's starting to ask now Visarga. Visarga is the primary creation by the Supreme Lord himself. And the Visarga is the further creation by Lord Brahma. Further creation means from him who appeared all the Manus. So he's asking, go further down. He's asking these questions now. O learned Brahmana, please describe how the leaders of all demigods, Prajapati, Brahma, decided to establish various Manus, heads of the ages. Please describe the Manus also. So there, we also know, like for each day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus, like that. And please describe the descendants of those Manus. And then further, he's describing how the planet was created, what is the dimension, very fine details here. Exactly what is the dimension, measurements of the planets above, below earthly planets. This is the level of details. Prabhupada says here, quoting Mundaka Upanishad, saying that devotees are not simply emotional. And this also kind of relate to all of us. So we should also be not just emotional. Otherwise, we will be inconceived by certain less intelligent men. So emotion means, yes, we have the right emotion, but we also have to have the right knowledge. Prabhupada says without knowledge, only emotions is what? Fanatism. And similarly, we should also be not fanatic, because we have seen some examples, some of the other religions, we don't want to quote anyone, but where there is no proper knowledge of the Lord's creation, so they have the Bhed Buddhi, what is called. The Bhed Buddhi means this person is different, that religion is different, my God is different to your God, all this nonsense that goes on in the world. Because there is only emotion, there is no knowledge, there is no understanding. Devotees are not like that. To the best of our capability, we are trying to understand. And if we can remember, even in the previous chapter, 6th chapter also, Mitra Rishi said the exact thing. He says, as per his mati, as per his understanding and what he has heard, he will try to explain. Similarly, devotees, to whatever capacity we have understood and we have heard, we can try to repeat whatever little knowledge we have, and that's the whole idea. We are, having this wonderful chat sangha. Glories to all of you who are always attending. Shri Mataji, Shailesh, Prabhu, Jyoti Mataji are always there. So it's wonderful. So we're just trying to understand this. So various topics will be covered throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam. This conversation between Vidura and Maitreya will go further until 4th canto, 5th canto. 5th canto is more about the various sthanam. Varshanam means how Lord is maintaining everyone. So once there is creation, further creation, then they need, all the creation need a place to live. So there is all this sthanam. Once they have a place to live, they need to be maintained. So there is all that, maintenance aspect of it. And that's Poshanam. And then there is all the Manvantara, Ishanu Katha. All these topics will be covered as we go on through this journey of Srimad Bhagavatam. So go back to verse 23, and then we can start again. Maybe more, as we were just hearing, Shabani Mataji Geshwa was reciting the verses and translation. There will be many more questions coming up by Vidur, which is so amazing to ask in a series. What's most wonderful, we can see the level of intelligence we're dealing with here. How many questions are being asked by the person who is inquisitive, and the person who's going to answer, he will remember all this. He's not going to go back and say, what else did you ask? Remind me. They haven't got a a pen and a paper or a recorder, or I take away the question, come back to you. None of all these things are happening. Just instantly, this is the level of intelligence that's happened few thousands years ago. So it's also a proof as we moving on into the Kali Yuga. Manda sumanda matayo, manda bhagya upadita. So we have, intelligence level is going down, and there is obviously misguided. There is intelligence misguided. Manda sumanda matayo, manda bhagya. There's very misfortune that not so much association is available easily, and always disturbed. In that state of mind, and with that sort of circumstances, we probably are doing well. Thanks to Srila Prabhupada. Trying our best. Prabhupada says, what does it say? Get the best of the worst bargain. Whatever best we can make out of this worst situation we are into. So, great Brahmana, you have told me that the gigantic Virat form and his sense objects, and 10 kinds of life air exist with kinds of life vigor. 3 kinds of life vigor. So I did a bit of look up on what is the 3 kinds of life vigor. There's not much of purport here. So 10 kinds of life air we have discussed before. So they're very interesting. This is how the science, the Vedic science, is different to the modern biology, anatomy, where they more talk about the chemicals. Here, this is the basic concept of the whole body functioning, how the body is functioning, how the food is taken into, and how does that go down, how does it get digested. So all this 10 kinds of air help in all that. So does anyone remember any kind of air? It's very interesting. Since there is a lot of time today, maybe we can make it a little bit interactive, or I can also share my screen further and show you something else. Anyone would like to share anything? No, okay. You can see my screen now still?
No, Prabhuji.
You can? Okay. Anyway, I will see. I think it's not a problem. Take a lot. So the 10 types of air, life air, of which 5 are primary and 5 are secondary. Some of them are quite obvious, but very interesting knowledge there. So the first is, we all can relate to. A lot of these areas we can relate to, just by not necessarily the science of directly personality of God, but it's all part of his creation. So it's good to understand the concepts. So the first, primary air is prana. Prana is what? That we are breathing in. The main air that passes through the nose, and when we're breathing inside. So this is called the life force. It's a spark that gets the life in motion. Without breathing, none of us can survive. So this is the prana gives us the energy, the flow of energy sustains us. Yeah, and also we without the, for example, we're walking, we are running, we brisk walking, we go out of breath, we need more air. So as we breathe in more and more, how our bodies are, then sustains with that. So we get all the oxygen in our modern way, whatever we need. There are many other things maybe going in, and but some of these things have been captured. But our science, Vedic science, says that this is the prana, which is sustaining us, which is giving us the energy. The next important area is apana, prana, apana, vayu. This is also the Bhagavad Gita verse. Also, we remember that how Lord is, digesting the food that we take in the stomach, and then with this digestion air, he's all fire. He's also, maintaining the whole system. So apana vayu is that vayu which is also, all these vayus have different place of residence within the body. Different vayu is managing different parts of the body. Apana vayu is to evacuate. So if there is, we only, maybe we should have taken before that. So let's go for Apana. So this is the Vayu, which is, or the air, which is responsible evacuating all types, all elimination wastage. Like we are eating so much, we're drinking, bathing in, so many things going on. So unless there is an exit, it's going to be a problem. So if the Apana is disturbed, this is why in Ayurveda I say the Vata dosha, the different types of dosha, Vata, Pitta, Kapha dosha, 3 types of dosha is possible. Well, any of these, 3 types, if they are disturbed, then there is a problem. The health problem is these all, there may be other situations like main dhatus and other aspects also. We're not going to Ayurveda. But Apana is we're saying that is the responsible for removing the waste products, toxins, unwanted substances. Yeah. So if it is not fully active, what happens is we can experience all this, like we feel sluggish, feel really horrible, and if the Apana Vayu is disturbed. It's one of the called Mahaprana also. Yeah, this is the Apana Vayu. This is the second important primary air. And then there is Vyana Vayu. Vyana means the air which is circulating throughout the entire body. So means we know that how the blood is generated, how every part of the body needs oxygen, and that the nutrients, vital substances to feed or nourish all parts of the body. So this Vyana Vayu is responsible for, is the carrier. So it carries the oxygen, nutrients, other vital substances throughout the body. Yeah, it's delivery system that ensures our cells receive what they need to function optimally. It's like they follow the network, so how the nervous system is created. So they follow the whole network, and then responsible for delivering every place. Which part of the body, which cell needs what, exactly what sort of chemical is needed. It's just providing that. How amazing is this body machine? Then there is Saman Vayu, so air, which adjusts the food stuff. Once we have taken the food inside the stomach, we feel sometimes belching, so which is also the output of Saman Vayu, which is trying to adjust the food within the stomach, balance it out, and activate the digestion, manage the temperature. This is the kind of, what is the name of the air that Krishna says? Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva. Vaishwanaro, there's also a fire called as Agni called Vaishwanaro. That Agni is responsible for burning. That's a furnace. The stomach is also compared to like a furnace, which is burning down all the food, absorbing, converting that all their food into what is required, generating blood. And I'm not a biology expert, but many of you may be. So you can understand what's going on. Yeah. So this is the Saman Vayu responsible for the whole digestion process, so that we feel energized. Then there is Udan Vayu. Udan Vayu is where the air which is going up. And for example, as we're speaking, we can probably relate to all these things. As I'm trying to speak, I need the energy to come to the throat and on the upper side of the body. So that's the Udan Vayu. Also, they said that the yogis, when they leave the body, they pull the air and they merge like one after another air, and they leave their prana or the life force to the center of the head from here. This is the yogis. This is how the yogis do. The devotees don't have to do all this. Is Bhagavad Gita chapter 8 confirms that so much. So long, we are sincere in our prayers. So that's the responsibility of the Udan voice, is there? And this is the life force that allows the energy to move upwards. Yeah? And these are the 5 primary airs. Is that making sense to everyone? Should I continue with the others?
Yes, Prabhuji.
This is, it's interesting to understand this, and we need to, know a little bit about our bodies, because devotees all, need to be conscious that we have, we keep good health, and this type of knowledge helps us understanding we feel imbalance and how to manage this and what's going on. So knowledge is better. In ignorance, we feel more nervous that I don't know what's going on with me. I just feel horrible. But if okay, why do I feel horrible? What's going on with me? It helps, it gives us more confidence as to how I can deal with the problems. So then there is secondary air, a very fine, 5 different types of secondary air. We've gone through all this I believe we've gone through all this in the previous chapters. Prabhupada have explained that. So then Naga air, which is responsible for opening of the eyes, mouth. So all the eyelids are closing. All these things are happening, with the eyes. There's something. So when brain is passing signal, and there has to be some mechanism is called pneumatics. Like we have robotics are being created. So how the air is, allowing that to happen. It's processing the signal from the brain. So there are all these different airs, which are the energy carriers, which are making it possible. And there's also called karkara air, the air which increases appetite. So we can feel sometimes when the stomach is looking for more food, tummy rumbling, something like that. We can feel the air going in. Then there is kurma. We need ability to contraction. As we're walking, moving around, there's always a contraction, expansion. So the close, how this is happening. This is the air responsible is kurma, contraction. Then it says devadatta, which is yawning or feeling relaxation. So how this is triggered is inconceivable. I don't know whether scientists are fully able to figure out why the yawning is triggered, what happens really. But our science is saying that this is the air's responsibility, which is just to give the mind relaxation. So when we yawn, feel like it's time to rest, time to sleep. So this is the problem. So then there is Dhananjaya air, which is the help the overall sustenance. There was not a lot of information available for that. These are the 10 types of air, all having unique, and I'm sure there are further divisions. Experts in Ayurveda may provide further expert, but this is how much is given to us from the primary information, primary and secondary air perspective. There may be further subdivisions. So then we said about the 3 types of life force as well. So 3 types of life. This is, Prabhupada says in in the verse is said that Trivritha. Say one. Three kinds of life vigor. 3 types of life vigor is what? 3 types of life vigor is 3 kinds of life vigor is first is the mental strength. Yeah. This is manobal or saha or saga is a few times there. And that's one. The second is the physical strength. Bala is called bala. And the third is ojas. Ojas is the strength of all these senses. So how, because we can relate to this. So someone may have weak eyes, like I'm developing glasses, or some part of the body is not getting the full nutrition. So all the food that we consume, the stomach that, which is processing the whole thing, and then, creating different types of rasas being, passed on to the different parts of, as we were discussing, feeding the different cells, what it needs and not, So all these things, if the process is fully right, if the body is functioning, is healthy, then all our senses are fully powerful. And we can see some of this, like after the ojas, we can see healthy people will have, good bright face. Devotees, we see that they have so many devotees have bright faces. So they're all, balanced. Life is balanced. If you're following the simple rule that was provided by, that is provided by Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, there's one beautiful verse. Anyone remembers that? How Krishna explains how a yogi keeps away the dukkha. Yukta ahar viharasya. Yukta Swapnasya Karmasu. He says what? Yukta Ahara. So how many things he says? Ahara is food, is appropriate food. So what is appropriate food means? The food that is from the place where we live and the season it is. At the moment, we can eat any food at any time of the year. There is no control. So there is a disharmony between how is the weather outside. Is winter outside, we are having mangoes or having coconuts, which is more of a place of the food for the warm places. So what happens is when we are not eating the food appropriately at the appropriate time, and and what is to be eaten based on the season, the body gets disturbed. So we don't maintain good health. So this is absolutely difficult in today's day and time. So, but in the old days, people were more healthier as compared to today, for sure, because they were eating seasonal food. So what is available in winter? Someone may challenge. Now we can't even, because so many vegetations have been lost and the knowledge is lost. We can say, what can we grow in this time? What can we eat as suitable for winter? But in old days, what I hear is people would use more of these dried fruits and nuts, and this type of food is more nourishing in this season, in the winter. So Yukta Ahara is not there. Yukta Vihara, there is no appropriate recreation. Recreation is watching TV, lying down. So obviously, there are many things. That Yukta Karma Cheshta, also the karma, the cheshta, which is the endeavors, appropriate endeavors. In today's time, it's not sufficient to endeavor 9 to 5. We have to endeavor even more. Start early, travel a lot, go somewhere. Then maybe after COVID, there is some blessing for some, but not for all. But there is so much extra endeavor has to be put in to pay the bill. So all these things are disturbing. This is why in Kali Yuga, everyone is disturbed. But originally, coming back to the topic that we are discussing, all these things are part of the Virat form. The Lord, when He's creating all these things. And if there is a perfect harmony within the senses and sense objects and 10 kind of life here and 3 kind of life vigor, we have the perfect health. This is how Lord has originally planned the material creation for us that we desired. So we desired to be away from the Lord. We wanted to Lord our, the material nature. And so Lord made the facility for us, but somehow or the other, as Kali Yuga is progressing, we are further destroying all these things. So this is about this. Also, do we need to, I am sure everyone remember what the 10 senses are. We discussed the 10 senses. Then for each sense, there's a Devata, and how eyes, the Lord for the eyes is the Surya. Likewise, we had so many. And should we go through that? 8:30. Let's say 31. Should we go to that? So there's not much to discuss. I'm just trying to use the time. But if anyone else has any idea, we can do that, because this is all coming in the future. The forms of sons. This is Brahma's sons, grandsons, Manus, Vibhutis, Prajapatis. They're all coming later on, and the family members. So this is the question that we are asking to further explain the every detail of the creation of Lord Brahma. Yeah. So maybe we can finally discuss even more. If we slow down on this side, I'll share once again this picture. Maybe let's stop sharing and sharing, and when everybody know how to share together. Yeah. Okay, so this is a picture. Can you see the picture now? This is a picture I've taken from Bhagavad Subodhini. Very nice book. If you want to
Yes, Prabhuji.
keep a summary, I don't know how many of you have it. It's available in Acharya Prabhu shop. It's very good summary if you want to, refer back to be doing a nice study. It's very useful. So this is the third canto, fifth chapter. This is the whole process of creation I've explained. It's very nicely explained this. So where does the creation start from? Karana Dakshaya Vishnu. Karana Dakshaya Vishnu glances over the Pradhan. With the glance, what he does, impregnates the Pradhan, the material nature, with Kala and Jivas. In the second canto, what we studied is he impregnates Pradhan with Kala, Jiva, Karma, and Swabhava, four different items. Here it is explained, Lord is impregnating Pradhan or material nature with Kala and Jivas. So the material nature of Pradhan is actually resting until the time Lord impregnates. It says in undifferentiated and three modes are inactive. Three modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance are inactive. And with the time, what happens is time agitates, and what happens is then Mahatattva is created. So Mahatattva is again described as in two ways, in Tattva, is in Sattva form and Rajas. But for the further creation, what is required is Tamas. In Tamas, Ahankar is generated. So Mahatattva is primarily mentioned to be in Ahankar, which is further divided into goodness, passion, and ignorance. From goodness comes Adideva, Adhyatma, Anibhuta. So goodness is Jnana Shakti, passion is Kriya Shakti, because we can relate to all these things. And ignorance is Karya effect, Dhrava Shakti, which is Adibhuta. So Adideva is mind and 10 sense devatas. So these are the 10 senses we're talking about. Ear, Dig devatas, eye is Surya, skin is devata is Vayu, nose Ashwin Kumaras, tongue is Varuna, hands is Indra, feet is Upendra, voice is Agni, anus is Mitra, genitals Prajapati. So this is the same information then used by the what we call Vedangas or Upavedas like Jyotish, Ayurveda. They use all these to say, okay, if you have problem with the ear, then maybe you can, worship these Dig Devatas, or your eyes have a problem. That means maybe something that, you need to propitiate or somehow please Surya, then you get better eyes. And every part of the body is associated to a Devata. So when Lord creates, these senses, at the same time, He creates the Devatas or the responsible demigods for these facilities. So someone has to be managing, just like there's a department head. So all these, senses are being managed by these devatas. So, and then what I'm saying, yeah, okay. So this is how the different divisions are there, and facilities similarly. How the karmas, how the whole material nature is working, how we are experiencing different types of pains and pleasures in life. All these devatas are responsible for that. And all these are proportionate to our karmas. A particular misuse or abuse of particular senses means we have to pay for those misuses, abuses. It's all perfectly created. The whole system is so perfectly created for us. Yeah. And then prana, we see the Adhyatma, we discussed the 10 pranas and also the intelligence. So the devatas mind are part of the jnana shaktis. They have the knowledge. They're also called the sense devatas. They are in goodness. The prana and the 10 senses and the intelligence are described here, which is more in mode of passion. And in ignorance, we have the tanmatras and 5 elements, which are the sound. For the sound, ether is created. That mixing, then touch, we need an air. And from air, the form is created. And the fire is needed for the form. And there's a taste in the water. So there's all this further explanation there. So this is how we discussed the process of creation previously. Should I stop here? It's already 8:40. Any questions or any further discussions? No, it's the best attempt. Not much purpose there. Or anyone would like to add anything? No. How does everyone feel? Maybe share something that you're all attending, like all this in the second canto, third canto. We've been going through the creation multiple times, and not many stories, more abstract knowledge going on here. Bhagavatam, this is also important. Bhagavatam, otherwise we'll have more stories later on, all types of varieties. Sorry, anyone wants to come in?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, just amazed at the level of detail and the knowledge in the Bhagavatam, because I was born in the UK and schooled here, and it doesn't touch on any of this. That this level of detail is in the Bhagavatam. It's so westernized, and learning, hearing all this is like, wow, it's already there. It's been there for years, and why weren't we taught it? That's just a thought. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, the interesting bit is like all these elements we can directly perceive and experience, right? All different types of pranas we were discussing, we can directly relate to this knowledge and understand. It's more useful than naming all the Greek names, all the chemicals. Like it doesn't mean a lot to most of us anyway, and we can never relate, and we can never use that knowledge for our day-to-day purposes. But this knowledge is so powerful, and it's the same as you're saying. It's a shame that it's not, it's given in the schools. This knowledge should be made available to all students at young age, and they can develop from there, and so much maturity will come in. And so much the sense of responsibility. The other aspect is the education system does not teach any sense of responsibility. So it's all about, how can I consume? Who gives me what? It's all about that. So, it's horrible how they explain in the young classes. Like, I remember 3, 4, I think. I remember my son going and studying like cows give us steak or some silly thing like, and pigs give us the sausages, and they don't give you all that. You kill them and you get out of that. So they never explain these things, like just so much consumer oriented and exploitation oriented. It's very unfortunate. This is the Kali Yuga. In the old days, just imagine, by the time that the curriculum for the Gurukul used to be, by the age of 12, they would have learned all the Puranas. They would have mastered Bhagavad Gita by the age of 7. What level of intelligence we're talking about? This is like, already we're seeing this is how crashing, how it is going worst every day. And you can see what will happen in the future. We can already, so it's a very valid point, Prabhu. Thank you so much. It's a shame. Hopefully, we are hoping that devotees somehow bring this knowledge back, which is happening also. The good thing is, the kids in today's time, particularly, in our movement, and also I've seen outside also, in India also, there is this awareness that Vedic knowledge is more powerful, more useful. So it's being imparted and shared with everyone. So it's just great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Anyone else? Shailesh Prabhu? Haven't heard you for a long time. He's here.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, sorry, being doing service, that's why. Apologies.
Sorry if you're busy now. That's fine. Okay, Prabhu, thank you so much for being here today. This is the beginning of the week. I hope you all have nice Krishna conscious week ahead. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Durantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila
जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यो पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you.